Okay, so guess what? Then welcome back. This is the craziest thing. So the Atlantic, this is from their January, February issue. I just saw this, and I wanted to share it with you. They did a story, says the great fake child sex trafficking epidemic. They call it fake. Dispatches from a Moral Panic. That's what the subtitle is. And it's by someone named Kathleen Tiffany. That's who wrote this. The great fake child sex trafficking epidemic. So this is there it is. And guess who this is here? Yesterday, The Atlantic, this is from Luke Rutkowski. Yesterday, The Atlantic put out an article claiming child trafficking was a fake epidemic. Here's a photo of the owner of The Atlantic, Lauren Powell, getting cozy with, guess who? Ghislaine Maxwell. That's real. And they did an article that the child trafficking epidemic is fake. And here she is in a bathing suit. They're both in bathing suits, hanging out with Ghislaine Maxwell. I like to call her Ghislaine. This is real. As outrageous as these allegations were, their timing may have made them sound less fantastical to some. They coincided with the release of a popular documentary about the real sex trafficking crimes allegedly committed by Jeffrey Epstein. Allegedly. The disgraced financier who was arrested in July 2019 and committed suicide they just repeat that lie. Look how it's being reported by Kathleen Tiffany. What is her name? Caitlin Tiffany. It is Caitlin Tiffany. This is how it's being reported by her. Allegedly committed by Jeffrey Epstein, and he then committed suicide. Not allegedly committed suicide. And who was known for his wide circle of rich and famous acquaintances. His death set off a new slew of conspiracy theories. What? Again, anything the establishment doesn't want you to know or talk about is now a conspiracy theory. Is it a theory that Jeffrey Epstein was working with the Mossad and the CIA and has blackmail on everybody? Is that really a conspiracy theory or a conspiracy fact? In this context, the suddenly ubiquitous Save the Children post created the hashtag Save the Children posts, created the illusion of an organic movement rising up to confront a massive social problem. Americans who knew little about QAnon became heavily involved. And when QAnon moved on to other concerns, a stolen election, a poisonous vaccine, like, again, these people aren't outraged that they were lied to about everything about COVID. And everybody used to scream about election results up until 2020. That's when you were a crazy conspiracy theorist if you had a problem with the integrity of the United States voting system. So, and then when QAnon moved on to other concerns, a stolen election, a poisonous vaccine, these volunteers stayed devoted to the cause of opposing child sex trafficking. Anyway, that was one of my favorite parts of the article. I wanted to share it with you. I wanted to show you what kind of garbage you find in the Atlantic. Hey, doesn't Steve, who owns the Atlantic? Isn't it Steve Jobs' wife now? I think is a major owner. Who owns the Atlantic magazine?
On July 28th,
yes,
2017. Here's what I found.
Who owns the Atlantic?
Atlantic Media.
Why won't it tell me? Why is it doing this? Show me Steve Hang on. Who owns the Atlantic magazine?
On July 28, 2017, The Atlantic announced that billionaire investor and philanthropist Laurene Powell Jobs, the widow of former Apple Incorporated chairman and CEO Steve Jobs, had acquired majority ownership through her Emerson Collective organization, with a staff member of Emerson Collective, Peter Latman, being immediately named as vice chairman of The Atlantic.
So it is Steve Jobs' ex-wife or former wife. It was founded in 1857 in Boston as the Atlantic Monthly. After experiencing financial hardship and undergoing several ownership changes in the late 20th century, the magazine was purchased by businessman David Bradley, who refashioned it as a general editorial magazine primarily aimed at serious national readers and thought leaders. In 2016, the periodical was named Magazine of the Year by American Society of Magazine Editors. That's how you know it's shit. In July 2017, Bradley sold a majority interest in the publication to Laurene Powell Jobs' Emerson Collective. In 2022, its writers won Pulitzer Prizes for feature writing. You know what kind of Pulitzer Prizes you get now? For writing bullshit about the people at the New York Times. They won Pulitzers for writing about the conspiracy theory of Russiagate, which that's what it was. A boundless, mindless, dumbest conspiracy theory of my lifetime, most easily debunked. They gave themselves Pulitzer Prizes for writing about Russiagate. So now, whenever I see somebody say that, oh, they won a Pulitzer, I get a little suspect. It's not like when Chris Hedges won one or Glenn Greenwald for actually doing real reporting. The website's executive, so they won their Pulitzers for general excellence. This is the kind of excellent stuff they do.
Did you already say this?
What? Oh, the Atlantic chief's editor is Iraq war chief. Jeffrey Goldberg is their chief editor. He was the biggest Iraq war chief leader. Another conspiracy theory that Saddam, it poses a threat to the United States and he has weapons of mass destruction. Another conspiracy theory. So their conspiracy theories are okay. It's just the other ones, you know, the ones about COVID, vaccines, Jeffrey Epstein. Those are crazy conspiracy theories. The website's executive editor is Adrian LaFrance, and the editor-in-chief is Jeffrey Goldberg. He is one of the most garbage writers in the world. Jeffrey Goldberg. Of course he is. The magazine publishes 10 times a year. The magazine, if reported, has crossed 1 million subscribers and become profitable after 3 years prior, losing $20 million a year. Wow. Well, I've got almost 2 million subscribers. I got 2 million subscribers on social media, YouTube, Rumble, and Twitter. I don't even, we got kicked off of TikTok, and did we get kicked off of Instagram?
No.
Okay. Wow. Let's see who this Adrian LaFrance is. She received her BA in journalism. Well, there's two kinds of people who get journalism degrees. Suckers and shitty journalists. And she got an MS in She got an MS in journalism. Why would you get a master's in journalism? Why would you do that? Why would you? Why? Why wouldn't you just go do journalism? Why are you acting like you have to turn this into some kind of academic endeavor? That's not what journalism is. Why would you do that? She has served as staff writer for Neiman Journalism Lab, at Harvard University. I bet it's fantastic. And a reporter in the Washington Bureau of Honolulu Civil Beat before moving to Washington State. Additionally, she worked as a reporter and news anchor for Hawaii Public Radio, managing editor for Honolulu Weekly, and news writer for WBUR, Boston's NPR affiliate. She joined The Atlantic in 2014, became editor of the website in 2017. That's a quick move up. And then she became the executive editor in 2019. Boom, boom. She must be making friends. She knows how to make friends and do all that kind of business smoozing, because that's what that is. That's what gets you those things. She covered technology, politics, and the media. Yeah. Her writing appeared in the New York Times, the Washington Post, Gawker, Slate, and the Owl. All the ship thing. I don't know what the Owl is. She was on Fresh Air in 2020, where she talked about what it's like to be a person for whom facts matter. Ha ha ha! But to be immersed in QAnon and conspiracy theories for her reporting. So, like, not conspiracy theories like the Iraq War or Russiagate, not those kind of conspiracy theories that you were all immersed in, right? Not them. Her reporting titled Prophecies of Q was called a recommended read to understand the group's storytelling techniques by CNN's media reporter. She also spoke about gender imbalance in America's news media. Oh my God. So she's a regular horrible. How about that? Okay, let me see if I have anything else to present to you today. I don't think I do, but let me just check. Let me check. I think that might be, yeah, I think that's it. What's this Code Pink and AOC? Did we do that already? No? Let me look. So you can't, I mean, honestly, you can't make this up. The fake child sex trafficking epidemic. And there she is. There's the owner of the magazine hanging out with Ghislaine Maxwell. It's awesome. Okay, let's see what this is. Oh no, I already did this. Code Pink called out her speech. We already did that.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, that's it from today. For today, we're being super throttled on YouTube, by the way. So they have ratcheted up the throttling on independent media, especially. I know we're considered borderline media, so they ratcheted up. They don't ratchet up on people like Kyle Kalinske or Crystal Ball or the Young Turks or people with MSNBC contracts. They're considered safe media. People like the Gray Zone and this show are considered borderline, and so they have a special algorithm that ratchets down our recommendation and our views, and they shadow ban a lot of our stuff because our show never got under had a video that would go under 50,000 views, never. And since this election season started, it's happening all the time. So they're really suppressing our videos. And when I see a video that gets 200 or 300 or 400,000 views, I just think, wow, that probably would have got 1.5 million or 2 million views. That's what I think. So I appreciate your support. Thank you for watching. Thanks. Please become a member over at jimmydore.com. We have our new app over there. I'm going to, I have to remind myself to keep posting over there, but I will. And that'll be like a place for Jimmy Dore show people to hang out. And we'll see you on tour. Come buy a ticket when we're in your town. And thanks for your support, because they're coming. They're ratcheting us. Hey, by the way, they just banned the Gray Zone for a week, because when they were talking to some Palestinian protesters, they were talking about polio. And they said they did medical misinformation. And so they took down their channel for a week, gave them a strike. Okay. All right. Thanks again for watching. Thanks for your support. I'll be reporting one more day here in Chicago. See you. Well, and tomorrow's a travel day, so I'll probably see you Saturday. Oh, Richard Medhurst got arrested under the Terrorism Act in UK. If you don't know who he is, I'm sure we've had him on the show before. Yeah. But he's a truth teller about war. and that's going to get you in trouble. Okay, thanks for watching. See you.
The former Soviet Union and other authoritarian, dictatorial regimes. We're really talking about other people being dictatorial. And Donald Trump and Ron DeSantis, as bad as Biden is, you guys are significantly worse, and it's not even close. The Democrats are just way better. They're just way better. They're a trillion times better than Republicans.
All right, so there's a lot I have to say in response to this. These kinds of criticisms from this guy, I honestly believe that these people usually overstate how bad Trump is, and they understate how bad Biden is. Well, you're more ideologically in agreement with Biden than you are in agreement with Trump. Well, actually, when it comes to the First Step Act, I agree with Trump on that. When it comes to pardoning Alice Johnson, I agree with Trump on that. When it comes to TPP, Trump's against it, Biden's for it. I agree with Trump on that. I agree more with Trump on North Korea than I agree with Biden. I would need to be convinced that Biden would fight for at least one or two of my top 5 issues. Medicare for all, free college, living wage, ending the wars, and UBI. The people who say Trump is a fascist and they think he's like, basically, we can't survive another 4 years of America with him. Yes. The country will survive 4 years with Trump. The country will survive 4 years with Joe Biden. Again, I think they understate how bad Biden is. Why? On so many core issues, he's against us. Me, at least. I can't speak for this guy. Joe Biden pushed for NAFTA. He repeatedly pushed for TPP. He's a supporter of the Iraq War. On all the pivotal issues of his time, he was wrong. So stop overstating how bad Trump is. The country's still going to exist in 4 years. And understating how bad Biden is. Because it's annoying. I just don't agree with the people who are like, he's a fascist, he's a Nazi, the country's not going to exist in 4 years. You're hyperbolic and you're ridiculous.